get straight to the first topic because I know a lot of you have been intrigued by this topic. The story that surfaced yesterday blew me away.
Right.
So if you've seen the name Emma Gibson, yes, Emma Gibson, be very familiar with it by now because she was born. She was born this year, 2017. She's a newborn. But her story is that her embryo
where she came from
was conceived in 1992.
Yeah.
She's been on the shelf
she's
for
20,
2 decades?
She's
hanging
25 years old, but she's a newborn. And so everyone's just like, what? And the mom, I guess at conception, or the baby was put into mama's tummy.
Yes.
She was 25, now she's 26. So
Right.
the one of her quotes in an interview is that me and my now daughter could have been best friends because we were essentially born a year after each other. Isn't that strange?
That is so
And so now
incredible.
she's carrying this baby that's now unfrozen and brought to life.
Yes, but this brings up the argument of where does life begin?
Yes.
And so is it a 24-year-old baby?
Right.
It depends on if you think that at the embryonic stage, a
that
baby is a
life?
baby. Is that life? It's not in a human, so in my
She was
opinion,
Is it life
conceived.
suspended?
it is not life yet.
It just brings up that question.
Yeah.
It causes us
What
to
do you
really,
believe? I want to know what you guys believe.
Yeah,
I
let's
want to know
get in here.
what the shelf life should be.
Right. Well, I know. I was actually very concerned for her in her life about like, what does this mean
So she's
for
perfect.
her development? Will she be a little off? I don't know. My eyes are going to be glued to her
we're-
life.
But the thing too to think about is this day and age, in 2017, the year that she was born, so many women are choosing to freeze their eggs
Oh, yes.
because women are choosing to have kids later. Like I know I want to be. I'm not speaking for myself, but listen, I have baby fever. But others will say she
What? Really? I didn't even
Oh
know
my
that.
gosh,
Feel
yes.
it? Here, feel my head. feel
She's
my head.
burning up.
Is this going to get me into HR?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, my husband sees her and be like,
Don't touch my wood.
no, just don't talk about it. Yeah.
Oh.
But what I'm trying to
fun
say is
convo.
that so many women are freezing their eggs now
Yes.
that 25 years from now, there are going to be a lot of 25-year-old newborns out there on the
Tons.
streets. If you think about it,
It's incredible.
if an egg is frozen for 25 years, and some women only have their eggs frozen, say 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, but 25, and that's a long time.
I know. I think at this point I would be more comfortable freezing eggs and being comfortable with what
you?
would happen in 25 years than I would have been 25 years ago getting that egg unfrozen now. I don't think that I would have had the
was brave
faith
of
to
them.
believe that embryo would have turned into a
Okay.
human.
If this technology were available, I guarantee you my mom would have frozen me. My mom frozen.
What?
My
When you
mom
were born?
freezes everything. She freezes oatmeal. I'm like, Mom, it only takes 5 minutes to cook it. She'll freeze everything.
Hold on, talking about freezing, quick sidebar. Today I'm going to get my face frozen.
Is this a story?
Cryotherapy, this is a story.
Let
Yes,
me know how
so
it
it's like
goes.
the
I'd
new
love to.
Botox, but without needles. I'm just gonna get my face
Mark,
frozen.
Tell me
Mark.
more. Not that I've ever. I buy Botox at
I'll let you know
Costco.
about it.
I use so much. Wow, that's
Yes,
amazing.
but
Isn't it?
Does it hurt?
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I'm
So
doing
you're
it this
gonna do
afternoon.
this.
I'm going to do it
Okay.
this afternoon.
So
I'll let you
speaking
guys
of
know how it
frozen,
goes.
Yeah, how would you guys try
Sidebar.
this?
That's awesome.
No, but
Yeah.
it's a trend right now, obviously.
is,
But here's
yes.
the question I hope you guys will answer for the women out there, even the men, because you guys are in this just as much when you're going to have a child. No, you're not
Committed.
holding the child, but you're committed. It's a life-changing experience in life. But does Emma Gibson's story give you hope that you can freeze your eggs and that everything may be okay? Like, we'll be okay, at least in
Right.
Emma's case. Does this give you hope that maybe you will try it?
I
if you
think it
didn't
does.
consider it.
A lot of my mom and I were just having this conversation yesterday, actually.
Was she like, are you
a lot
gonna
of
freeze your eggs?
No, but it was the first time we talked about maybe I would have kids one day because I've been
Oh.
staunchly against it for a long time.
What is it, Sacramento that's made you change your mind?
No.
Wait till you meet my kids.
Oh God.
And hold on. Kids again.
And
we were
birth control.
talking we were talking about how a lot of my girlfriends, we're about to be 30 or some of them are 30 and we're just not in long-term committed relationships yet. And what does that mean for our desire or lack thereof to have children? And for me, I was like, I have all the time in the world, it doesn't really matter. But for
but
some of
do
my
you?
friends who want to have multiple children, the clock is literally ticking. And so this does give me hope for my friends. And it makes me excited for the potential of having little niece nephews because that's how close we are.
Of course, yeah.
That's what it would
the
be.
same thing.
Especially because I don't have any siblings.
Oh, that's
So like your
wow.
kids will also have
And
to
do you
have
think
be
not
young.
having any siblings has also for you been like, okay, I don't need to have? I mean, we're getting. If you don't want to answer that, we don't have
I don't
to
know.
go
I
deep.
can totally answer that. I would have thought that not having siblings would have made me want to raise
Have
more
10.
children. Exactly. But no, I love the relationship that I have with my parents. And if anything, I would have wanted to create a child that has the exact same relationship with her parents that I do.
So
but
what?
good Lord, it's like 1 in a million. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not to say, I just love my parents so much. That's it. But
That's beautiful.
it's hard to develop a whole human's life to a point where you're like, they are going to contribute to society in such an amazing way. And it's all your responsibility.
How many
It's a
kids do
lot
you
of
have?
responsibility.
I mean, you're one that knows about this responsibility because you have 3 of them.
Yeah, I have 3.
How?
I have 3 kids. I have 2 really good kids.
and what happened to the third?
What do you mean, Mark? You cannot say that.
Mark,
I'm
it's
joking.
scary. Is anyone
All
else
3
scared
are
of this?
wonderful kids.
Okay.
Each of them so unique. You would
Yeah.
you would guess they didn't come from the same father, but they did.
They did.
They were tests.
So
They
they
were
say.
not dead.
Terry Goretto. Mother is about 40 then. Not sure I would want a newborn full time
Oh,
at that
no.
age. No. So the mom who had this child is 26, 27?
She's 26 now. She was 25.
She was 25 at the time of conception, at the time that she got the baby in her.
Right. Of like implantation.
Implantation.
So the embryo
IVF.
was created 24
Oh, this is somebody
years.
else's
This is somebody
embryo.
else's
Oh,
embryo
that,
that
we
was
should
on
have
the
added that to the
She
conversation.
outsourced.
Did I not? Okay.
Which is fine too. Okay, so complicated.
The embryo was fertilized 18 months before the baby was born.
Yes.
So embryo was sitting on a shelf for 25 years. It was fertilized.
Came from somebody else.
Came from someone
Donor
else.
embryo.
Who knows how
Yes.
old that person? Do we know how old that person was
Let me
when
see.
they froze their
I don't know.
eggs?
Because-
and then
Got it.
clearly this 26-year-old couple, 27-year-old couple was having issues conceiving their own child. So they went to I guess like a bank and said,
Right.
okay, we need to do the flipping through pages.
I'd like to make a withdrawal.
A withdraw, get an egg put in them. So the mom, that's why she's saying I could have been best friends with this now
There, it's all
baby
making sense.
Emma because she was conceived 25 years ago and mama is only 26.
You wondered, this baby obviously is going to be a brand spanking new millennial, but the embryo created in the 90s.
So
You wonder if it's going to have
Ooh.
outstanding 90s trivia advantage. If it's
From sitting on the shelf.
just from sitting on the shelf. Oh, Ross from Friends. Like, it's going to know the answer to everything.
But I think about Emma. I think about her and like there's gonna be so many questions about her. Is she gonna think that she's weird because she's been sitting on a shelf for 25 years? It's gonna all come down to personality, I guess, and how they train
Yes,
her to
true.
understand that you're not. I mean, guess is she an experiment? I mean, I don't know what would you call this.
Well, remember when test tube babies were a thing?
Still?
I remember the very first
The
I'm-
very first
I'm
test tube
older.
baby.
I remember the very first test tube baby being born.
And I remember in school being like, "Oh, I wonder if we know any test tube babies,"
Right.
because kids are so curious and they just want to
curious.
know, and they're also a little bit mean. So I hope that they are nice to her when she gets to that stage.
Right.
We'll
Okay,
see.
I'm looking because we have a lot of confused viewers, and I'm
Okay.
sorry if this was confused. I literally yesterday had to read the headline 3 times, and I'm like, best friend? Wait, how could they have been best friends? She's just saying because they could have been born in the same era.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the initial assumption was that someone had taken their own embryo and put it on the
no,
shelf.
no, this was
put it on
someone
dry
else.
ice. This is a donor embryo.
Let's break this down.
Got it.
Somebody was born, say 40 years ago. At 25 years old, they froze an embryo that they created with another human. 25 years later, Emma comes along, takes this embryo off of the freezer
No,
shelf.
Emma is the baby.
I'm sorry, Emma's mother takes this embryo, implants it in her. 18 months later, we have
Emma.
Emma.
Voila.
Emma.
We have baby Emma, who
Beautiful.
is just as cute as can be. Okay.
Yes.
You can only keep chicken. Ugh.
But I did read that.
Someone's
I'm trying to read
comparing it to
I'm
poultry.
trying to vet comments in my head.
Okay, but
before they
in
come
one
out
of the
my mouth.
articles, it says it doesn't actually matter how long an embryo is frozen. It doesn't impact the quality of the human that results from the embryo.
Okay, well, Lynn Godward, says, think about this from Marcus's comment about the frozen food that your mom puts in the freezer,
She
right?
froze everything.
She said, you can only keep chicken in your freezer just so long without a certain degradation. So how could / would that impact an embryo? Is it the same?
This article says it won't.
I know. I wish I was a frozen decades old embryo so I could use that as an excuse for everything. I can't remember. Remember. Freezer burn.
But we have to also remember the temperature. This is according to producer Billy. The temperature of your at-home freezer is much warmer than the frozen temperature of where these
Interesting.
embryos live. So that is, you can't compare the poultry in your
She
mom's
could
freezer.
be a beauty queen. This is a story A lot
You're-
of
why
what
beauty
goes
queen?
into
She was former
pageantry
beauty queen.
is your story. What happened to you in life? What allowed you to get from point A to point B?
A
Same-
blogger. I mean, girl,
You could
really
be
has it made.
anything, little girl.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. like,
Live
you
your
know,
best life.
People will pay like $10,000 to get a lock of Justin Bieber hair off of eBay, right? Is this going to open up a whole new ethics can of worms? Like, will
Like-
celebrities throw their embryos on a shelf to raise a fortune?
No
to
way.
say like, oh,
Like,
Kardashians. Remember, Kris
Kardashians.
Wanna-
Jenner
hey, like, wanna raise
received
your
a
own
letter asking for her to freeze, what was her eggs or her embryos?
I
See?
don't
Do
Do you remember this?
recall
From a
story.
family in the Middle East somewhere.
See?
Like paying
A
for
royal
just, like,
family.
they
you thought
just
I was
want-
being flippant.
No,
This is
that
actually a
was
real
legit.
ethical issue.
For all we know, this is already being done.
Oh, true.
Just
I mean,
saying.
there is a black market.
There is.
This may be
my-
how the Kardashians were created.
Ay. No, it wasn't.
Stop.
There are pictures.
Kimberly Morgan, going back to, oh my gosh, can't wait to see Pitch Perfect 3. I love it.
Yes.
Reminds me of my day in choir in high school.
Who's
So
your
that's a big
favorite one?
reason.
Haley Steinfeld is my favorite.
Okay. I'm not sure yet.
Oh,
I don't know. I
hands
I don't.
down.
I like Amy.
Yeah. I mean, she's
Love
fabulous.
Amy. Every time she opens her mouth to say something, I'm on the
Just
floor.
Yeah. She's also like this big, and that's incredible to me. Are we talking about the same person?
I
Lead?
don't know.
Yeah.
No.
No, maybe not.
Pitch Perfect?
Yes.
Totally different people.
Okay, great.
Good morning. You ladies look beautiful, and Mark, love the plaid suit. That's what we're
Thank
focusing on,
you.
the plaid suit. So Dawn Offmuth, thank you so much. Okay, let's move on to this next topic, because not a ton of you are chiming in about this. Embryo frozen, but I know it's intriguing, so keep it coming. Okay, let's go to David Wong. This is an
Okay.
extraordinary feat, a miracle of modern medicine. I'd be up for reading the papers these scientists published about the event.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone remember, is it Louis Brown, the
Google.
first test
Louis
tube
Brown, the
baby?
best. Yeah, I remember like
Louise
it was
Brown, I'm
yesterday.
hearing. Okay, that was an exciting moment as well, and it's likely they took what they learned from that and applied it to this situation. I'm not familiar with Louis Brown.
Yeah, we're talking 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
And how is he now?
It's a female. It's a girl.
Oh,
This is
she.
a girl.
Yeah.
Louise. What was her
Louise.
last name?
Is it Louise or Louis? I'm hearing different
Brown?
things.
Okay.
I'm getting silence.
But I remember when the first sheep was cloned, I swore, I think I was in like second or third grade, I swore there were going to be two of me walking around one day.
like,
and
"Oh, this is
I
gonna
was
happen."
petrified. Yeah, I thought that there would always be multiples.
Oh, that is
It's
true.
gonna
Is that
happen.
like
No, it
what's the
can't happen.
movie?
That scares
What's
me.
the movie where he's multiplied it 7 times? Oh gosh.
I don't
Multiplicity.
know.
Multiplicity?
Multiplicity.
Oh,
That
see,
was, yeah, Michael Keaton, exactly.
I'm not here for
Louise
it.
Brown, 1978. It was a little
And is
girl.
she still alive?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, let's move
Yeah,
on from
she's
this.
middle aged. She's
Well, I don't.
Maybe
I
she
didn't
has
know.
kids.
I don't know if something. Maybe there was something wrong, like in the process. You know.
No, it worked out.
Everything
here
worked
she
out
is.
fine.
Everything worked out great.
Good for her.
how
What a
cool
story.
is that?
Why isn't she?
Do you guys want to see her? This is her.
celeb? First test tube baby.
Yep.
Very cool.
That is her.
Okay. So this
Oh, she
next
does have
topic.
babies.
Does she have babies too?
Yes.
Those are her kids. Okay.
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
sorry,
talk
I'll
about this
keep
all
this to
day
myself.
long.
All right.
I just want to give this